Welcome to a markspcprojects.co.uk video guide. In this video guide I'm going to be showing you how you can partition your hard disk drive in Windows 7. Okay, now partitioning your hard disk drive can be a very good idea if you've got lots of files that you use on a regular basis and that you do not want to get shut of from your hard drive, or if you've got movies you want to have separate from your main hard drive and you want to store them into a different folder on a separate hard drive, then the partitioning of this video will be of use to you. It also helps if you can't afford any external portable hard disks. Now we all know that if we click on our library folder down here, that we've got separate folders to store our pictures, documents, music and videos. Now that's very good to have, but if you use a computer with another family member or a different person in your business and you know that they're going to use it just as much as you are, and you've got your own private files, then partitioning your hard drive is a very good idea. It also can be a very good idea if you want to store games in a separate partition. So the first thing what we need to do is find out exactly what amount of space that you do want to partition in your hard disk. Now what we're going to need to do for this is, say if you want to partition 20 gigs, you need to know the megabytes number first, because it only converts megabytes into gigabytes. Don't ask me why Windows 7 just does this, but with the built-in Windows 7 feature it's a lot simpler than in old operating systems such as Windows 95 and 98, where you had to go into the DOS prompt and do it manually and type in different command codes. Okay, so what we need to do is open up our internet browser. In the Google search bar here, all we need to do is type in MB to GB converter and click on the converter option, and it's the second option down. Okay, now that's just searching for the site on the internet. I will include this site link in the video description underneath. Okay, in the MB box here, in the gigabyte box, all we need to do is type in 20 and click on convert. Now it's given us a number of 20480. Now you must make a note of that number or any number it gives you depending on how much of a partition you want to do. Now that we've got the number, we can close off the internet, and what we can do now is click on start, right click on computer and click on manage. Now it brings up a new window and all we need to do is click on disk management. It might take a couple of minutes depending on how fast your computer processes. Now we've come to the screen here and it's not took that long to load up, which is very good to see. All we need to do now is click on the C option here and right click on that and click on shrink volume. Now this is the part where it can take anything from 5 minutes to 10 minutes or even longer depending on how much is located in your computer system. I'll be back when this option has gone and we'll carry on with the video from there. Okay, so once it's gone off that other window just where it was querying your files, you've come to this window now here. So it's just having a rundown of this hard disk that's installed in my laptop. So total size before I shrink it in megabytes is 305043, and now it's asking down here, enter the amount of space to shrink in megabytes. So that number what that website has provided to you, you will need to enter it in this box here. So for my tutorial here, it gives me a number of 20480. Okay, now I'll just click on shrink volume. Just gives it a few minutes to calculate that up, and when it's finally calculated it up, you will see a little box to the right hand side of this box here with an unpartitioned space. So it's just taking its time to proceed with that, so we'll just be back in a minute or two. Okay, so now it's put a box at the right hand side here that says 20 gigabytes unallocated, and it's got a black bar. So what we need to do now is click in that box and then right click again and click on new simple volume. You'll be taken through a setup wizard. It's pretty straightforward, but again, if you just follow my instructions, you'll be done in no time. So what we need to do now is click on next. So that's the size that you've actually inputted, and that is fine. So we click next, and now it's asking us to assign a drive letter. You can pick anything from A to Z depending on what drives are already in your system and what have been used previous. Now it's selected for this guide, the G drive. Now that's exactly what I'm going to leave it to, because that's what I want as my drive letter, because I'm going to have this partition as a games drive. So G is unique to me for games. Okay, so we'll leave everything as is on this window here, and we'll just click on next. Okay, so now it's asking us to format the partition, so we'll leave it on format this volume with the following settings. We'll leave it as NTFC and we'll leave it as default. Volume label will well, for this guide I can just call it games, and we'll leave it as a perform a quick format, which is fine, and then we'll click on next, and then we'll just click on finish. And Windows 7 now is just formatting the 20 gig partition, and when this is done, right, now it's been done, it's an L3 primary partition, which is very good to see. And if we just minimize this window here, now when you've plugged in a USB memory key or a flash drive, a autoplay window pops up like this. We know now that the new partition that we have just created works because it's just popped up with this new window here. We can now open the folder to view files. As we can see, there's nothing in that new folder because it's a new partition and we've not put anything in there. Now what we can do now is click on the start button, click on computer. Now as we can see, we've got all these drives. Now in the top two hard drives here, there was only one before, which was the local disk C. Now that we've made a new partition, it's put a G drive at the side of the C drive here, as we can see, and because I've called it games, it's now put a new partition on of games. And that's how you would partition your hard drive using the Windows 7 built-in feature. Now this is a very good thing to do, as I've said previous, if you wanted to have games. So I hope this guide has helped you out in some way or form. Please check back soon for more markspcprojects.co.uk video guides, and goodbye for now.